Instead of 3, have 2, and then place 2 larger ones to have more impact as a visual draw in your kitchen over your island. Simple, not expensive to do, and will make a huge impact in your space. Hi, my name is Jennifer Miller. I am a designer. I have a background in interior design. I had my own firm for 15 years. Some great changes that you can make. Obviously paint colors. Definitely have a look at the chip. I actually recommend even buying a small pot and painting swatches. But look at that chip or those swatches against other similar colors in the range, and you'll start to pick up on hues. So it might look like they might all look gray, but one might read purple and one might read blue. But I really think lighting changes a space, and the right lighting can make the space. And when it comes to paint colors, the trends, you know, it's like fashion. The trends come and go. We were all about gray for about a decade, and now everyone is moving away from gray. The all-white interior is still super hot, but we're coming into trends that are warmer again. We're bringing back the warm, the earthy greens, and the golds and the rust color. We add more texture as opposed to more pattern. And you can really change the feel of a space by adding layers of texture. For example, your area rug, your throw blankets, your pillows, and your sofa all are different fabrics, but they can all be solids. They don't have to be patterned, but you can layer different textures. But I still love wallpaper. I love a powder room wrapped in it, and don't be afraid to take big, bold chances in a powder room because it's a small space, it's low risk. I like it in a dining room. Like if you have a coffered ceiling, it's nice to have wallpaper in the square. That looks really pretty and adds interest. So brass has been back in a big way for the last few years, and I love it. But we're seeing a more elegant version than we saw in the 80s. The 80s was all about high shine, which makes it look a little bit cheap. But the brass that we're seeing today is hand rubbed. It has a more matte finish. It's a little of a warmer gold. I think of it like the jewelry in the room, so think of it like the piece that finishes your outfit. Well, I'm a big fan of sconces, and I like to use them in bathrooms. And in your typical builder home, you'll have your lighting over your vanity mirror, casting down on you. It's not great for makeup application. It's not great for your self-esteem. Makes us look older. So I always recommend having sconces at eye level either side of your mirror instead, because then you'll have even light across your face. It's far more visually pleasing, and it gives you a real upgraded feel to your space, to your bathroom. Easy way to upgrade your bathroom is to change out your faucet, your shower kit, the hardware in your cabinetry. We typically like to keep our metals consistent throughout the room, so if you have chrome, stick with chrome. If you have brass, stick with brass. But it's okay to mix metals a little bit. Don't be afraid to add in one piece that's different. If it's a really spectacular piece and you want it to be a focal point. So essentially you want to cover different types of lighting in your space, and we use different types of light fixtures for different purposes. So for our general task lighting, we like to use pot lights. They disappear, nobody notices them, and they're very practical. Always have them on a dimmer. When it comes to a chandelier, this is where I like to make a statement. Though I use pot lights because they'll disappear, and then I'll use a chandelier to make a statement. If it was all pot lights and nothing pretty, it would feel unfinished. You know, I had a customer in the store today who had, over the island were 3 tiny pendants, And my suggestion was to, hire a contractor, and instead of 3, have 2, and then place 2 larger ones to have more impact as a visual draw in your kitchen over your island. Simple, not expensive to do, and will make a huge impact in your space. It's all about scale, so you have to have the scale right. You want your chandelier to sit about 33 inches off your table, and you want it to be about 2/3 the size of the width of your table. You really want to avoid having the tiny light fixture over the huge table. When it comes to table lamps, you never want to be able to see the mechanism. So you want your shade to be at about shoulder height so that you can't be blinded by the bulb. Often we see lamps that are far too small for the space. So I mentioned, to keep them a little taller. You want it to be in scale with the room. So if you have a large chair like the one I'm sitting in, you need a lamp that is at least going to match that scale. Well, if it's just changing a light fixture and you don't need to move a box, your general contractor or handyman can do that for you. If you need to move a box, I recommend using an electrician that's licensed. I think it's important to get a referral, or know somebody who's used the company or have the company have a great reputation. I always think it's best to hire the professionals and have it done right the first time. Saves you money in the end because you're not going to have to redo it. So I would recommend a company like FixV. They come highly recommended, very professional, and for all of those small jobs that you don't have time to get around to, it's a great solution.